The show which you are about to listen to is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of close friends, in particular, a tight-knit band of employees from a small, local horror marketplace. It is all the more tragic in that they were young, but had they lived very, very long lives, they could have not expected, nor would they have wished to present to you as much of the madness and macabre that you're about to witness. For most, an idyllic horror podcast has become much more than a nightmare. The banter that is about to unfold will most likely lead to one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history. Welcome to Terror Traders Creepcast.
What's up, creeps? It's Jason, a.k.a. the Pope of Pain, and, of course, the co-owner of Terror Trader, your favorite year-round horror marketplace here in spooky Chandler, Arizona. Come down. Let's get some creepy on. All right. So, hey, I'm here with my East Coast ghost, right? My good friend, JDK. What's up, Justin?
Hey, today's an exciting day.
Dude, this is amazing. Like, I'm not even going to waste any time. Let's just get into it.
We are back, by the way.
Yeah, we're back. Yes,
we're not dead.
We're going to get right into it because, I got someone to introduce that I'm pumped up about, man.
You introduced me already.
Oh no, that's good. Look, we're welcoming to the show here. Hold on, I'm getting flustered. Woo.
I'm a little hot too.
Yeah, right. This is nice. The star of Night of Demons 1, 2, and 3. You might know her as Angela. We know her as Amelia Kinkade. Hello there, Amelia.
Hey guys, now you can't get too hot now because we got a countdown going until August.
That's right.
And we know how hot it's going to be in Arizona, even if I weren't there.
You are correct.
Right.
I think
you better move the entire pond. Move the con into a swimming pool. That's what I think.
I like your moves here. This is good.
Wouldn't that be fun? I mean, no one's ever. We should do that.
Oh my God, that would be insane. That would be amazing.
I have a holster belt with spray bottles attached.
Oh wow, yeah. I got my SPF 666 on, and I'll be good. So, that's awesome. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. This is amazing. We're excited that you are coming out here in August, and which I guess we'll talk about here in a few minutes and everything. But how have you been? First off, you look amazing, by the way.
Incredible.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thanks. So, coming out of COVID. Wow.
Yeah.
Finally coming out of COVID.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
jeez.
That was sporty. That was something. That was kind of fun. No, it wasn't fun at all. It was horrible. But we're back. I think things are opened up now. Cons are back running. Everything's good. And as like I said, we're super excited to put this show on, and like I said, having you here is going to be really cool. And I thought today we just kind of jump into some of. I have 1,000 questions for you, if that's okay.
That's okay.
1,000 things I've been wanting to ask you since I guess the '80s, right? So I've been watching you. Night of Demons has always been in my top 10, and so this
must watch every Halloween.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, this is great. By the way, your voice in there? That was a voiceover, or did they have you do that, by the way?
No, that's my normal voice.
Oh,
so
okay.
this voice is actually a voiceover. So
I love it.
I wake up in the morning like that.
The temperature's getting hotter.
This is one of the reasons I stopped smoking.
I see.
Really, that was my smoking voice. No, honestly, it's so hilarious because every time I do a con, I'll have people come through and say, "I can do the Angela voice," and they really can.
Did they really?
And that was actually a little Asian man.
Was it really?
With a great sense of humor. And they had me say the lines as best I could, which of course I couldn't because I had a mouthful of fangs. Sometimes cherry blooded, sometimes pineapple flavored Jello tongues. And I couldn't talk. So when I had the fangs, it's not so easy to talk when your mouth is bleeding. So a lot of the special effects by the end of the shoot, they were just real. They were just real. I was like, my face looks like this all the time now.
That's amazing. All right, well, let's just do this. I'm going to back way up. We're going to back up a couple years here, and let's just talk, because you grew up a pianist, right? And then went into modern dance and whatnot. And correct me if I'm wrong, but how did you end up taking those skill sets and going into Hollywood?
Well, I had this aunt that a lot of people know, because now they know
Okay.
that the hottie on the Golden Girls, Blanche, my aunt was my Aunt Rue.
Get out of here! Really?
Holy shit!
I did not know that.
And I take full responsibility for creating that character one night where I was 19 years old. So I went out to Hollywood to be a dancer.
Yeah.
There was a modern dance company. I'd graduated from Interlochen Arts Academy. So I was trained as a ballerina and modern dancer, hardcore, real, classical hardcore.
Yeah.
They didn't even offer jazz at Interlochen. It's the best music school in the world for orchestra. So we had kids from over 50 states, over 50 countries, fine arts, but mainly the main thing was music.
Oh, really?
And, Suzuki violinists flying in from Japan. I mean, it was incredible. This is what the movie and the TV show Fame were based on. And I had the honor of dancing on the TV show Fame later on once I got to Hollywood. So I took off to go spend the summer with my wild Aunt Rue.
Aunt Rue, yes. God,
who was hilarious.
My favorite Golden Girl,
by the way. I think it's everybody's favorite Golden Girl. I love Blanche. Oh, my God. Okay, I did not know that. All right. Well, Amelia, I like you. I loved you enough. I mean, how do I love you even more now? This is incredible.
It runs in the family. These naughty women. These wild, naughty women. And it is a story that I take complete and total credit for it, even though when she sobered up, she didn't remember.
That's the best. That's the best.
She came home with the script. I was 19, wanted to be a dancer, nothing but a dancer.
Yeah.
And went out to be, a jazz dancer.
Sure.
And she came home with this script and was crying. She'd just gotten the job. They were trying to make Betty White a dumb blonde, which, of course, she's too good at. She's too well seasoned. You don't challenge that.
No.
And then they wanted to make Rue a dumb blonde. And Rue came home crying and said, Mimi, they want us both to be dumb blondes, and I don't know what to do. So she and I are sucking down a bottle of cheap champagne, and I think, well into a 6-pack of beer. Finally, I just said, Rue, give me the damn script.
Oh.
I started reading the script, and I said, Rue, I want you to read these lines like your panties are on fire. They're on fire. And she starts every line that was not funny. I mean, is that the paper boy? I'll get it. It's not funny. But if you go, is that the paper boy? I'll get it. So she creates this hilarious character, goes back on the set. The cameraman drops the camera. The director was doubled over crying. He was laughing so hard.
How about
of course,
that?
I got not a word of credit for that.
I was going to say, no credit.
Right? Thank you for
I
being a
was
friend.
in Hollywood, and back then we got these little magazines called Drama Log. There were no agents for dancers. It wasn't, if somebody wanted to just explode glass in your face, which actually did happen, they just did that because it's non-union. But another way to contribute to my demon skin. So, and wear your sunscreen. Wear your sunscreen if you're coming to this con. You're all going to look like that.
Oh yeah.
So I went on this audition. My favorite band had been the Stray Cats. I'd been dancing in the mirror to the Stray Cats.
Are you okay? I gotta throw this out here, and this I guess I'm gonna reveal how old I am because I'm 50. I'll throw it out there. So, Stray Cats were my first concert I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God! Okay, that's crazy. Back in 1981.
I saw them too. I saw them too.
Oh,
and
insane.
they were so ahead of their time.
Yes.
And I haven't stayed in touch with Brian, but I've heard he's just still killing it. You want to talk about a talent.
Yes,
he really is.
Yeah, he's amazing.
So I had no idea what the audition was for. And I had been obsessed with his band back in Oklahoma, where I was in school.
Sure.
And there were 100 dancers showed up. They wanted one.
Damn.
They wanted one.
That's not good odds.
No.
This is my first audition.
Yeah.
And I'm up against the best dancers in Hollywood. No competition.
Sure.
And I got the job not knowing what it was for. Had been growing up in Louisiana
Right.
I find out it's from my favorite band, and then they fly me to New Orleans for a week.
Yeah.
And so and that was just, it was the golden ticket.
Yeah.
There were so many things that came out of that. One of the reasons I got Demons was that the writer had seen the Stray Cat video.
Really?
And he said, I want that girl. I want a dancer.
Really? I gotta go back and watch this video now. I gotta see if I can pick you out of the crowd there. I gotta see.
So you?
Oh no, I'm not in the crowd, honey. I'm the only girl in the.
Oh, it's the only one. What song? You remember
you
remember what song it was? I gotta see what video this was.
It was called "Sexy and 17."
Oh, wait a minute, that was you. I know that video. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Wow.
Really? You got to tell me this before we go in the air. Now I'm really bothered. Now, are you kidding me? That was you. Okay. Oh, I know exactly. Wow. That's amazing.
And I'm dating myself now, but this was the beginning of MTV.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was on the cover of Life magazine that year, one of the faces of '83. It's just all these doors open. All these different choreographers wanted me to come make movies and TV shows for them. I mean, it was phenomenal.
Wow.
And my Aunt Rue is the one who said, May, you're going to be an actress. And I said, Rue, I don't want to be an actress. I'm a dancer. Right. I do not want to do that. No, I'm not doing that. And she said, Mimi, you are not going to be a chorus girl. You're going to be an actress. So she pushed me into it. Really? She made me do it.
Wow, man.
But when I looked at that Demon script, I said, I'll take this job under one condition. Let me choreograph the dance. Let me do whatever I want, and I'll take the job.
Which, by the way, is one of the most iconic dances in horror. I say in the Evil Dead headless dance are like the two that I can always remember. You know, yours is number one. Though.
Yeah.
You know, that was
thank you.
Amazing.
If I have 5 minutes to kill, I'll hop on YouTube and just watch that.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know
it's such a great scene. Yeah. So, and you got to choreograph that whole thing.
I choreographed all 3 films.
Wow.
And I said to Kevin Tenney, I said, get a handheld. Follow me. Get it on the first take. Because I can't guarantee it's going to happen twice. I don't know what's going to happen. Follow me. Just get it on the first take. And he did.
Oh,
they
awesome.
did.
Yes. Oh, so good too. So good.
Right.
So was it fun making the series? I mean, or was it just when you look back at the experience, I mean, obviously it's long gone and everything. And I know how time heals, I say wounds sometimes because we've all had experiences where like that was insane, but now it's better. But what did you think? Was it a fun experience doing these 3 films or was it like a tough experience?
Well, both.
Okay.
Had I not been a classical ballerina, we would literally take off our point shoes and pour the blood out of them and finish the Nutcracker. We did that every day. That's what we did.
Wow.
Savage.
That's the way we did it.
Yeah.
And I think that I was once interviewed by Shirley MacLaine, and she also talked about this. This is what made me aware of it because I wasn't aware of it. If I didn't have the kind of pain threshold I had, in part 2, I'm in snake makeup for 27 and a half hours.
Yes.
Glued to a teeter-totter, strapped to a trench, and I'm unrecognizable. I mean, I look like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
But you do things when you're younger because you don't know any better.
Yeah.
If somebody said right now we're going to put 2 contacts in each eye, and we're going to put, fangs that make your gums bleed and the stuff on your face that it's going to take an hour and a half just to peel it off every morning. Yeah. And some of your skin's going to come with it.
God. Yeah, I'd be like,
well, they don't tell you that because if I hadn't had the hottest, sexiest special effects guys in the world, I couldn't have gotten through it.
Right. Yeah.
But I had these gorgeous guys in my face painting me, and
that always helps. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The
it
giant
helped a lot, actually.
The giant
but
serpent.
I now I would guarantee I couldn't do what I did now. And a lot of the things that we said yes to is because we didn't know any better. But I think your typical actress would have gone home crying and quit the job early on.
Yeah, that's something and that's one thing that we've, talking like say to Linnea, you guys are tough. You're 80s actors, especially horror actresses they're you can't mess with them.
If you're pouring blood out of your ballerina shoes.
Linnea's badass. I mean, she just is.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
she didn't have that kind of training, but you could glue stuff on her face, and we had Velcro on the prosthetics, and they'd hook the Velcro behind our heads.
God.
Which is what made that it opened our mouths in a way that pulled our cheeks too tight, like mommy, my ponytail's too tight.
Yeah.
And that's what made it so freaking scary. I mean, that one beginning, it wasn't me. The first one to get possessed was Linnea.
Right.
She's got her head back. And when she drops her head down, it's the first time she's possessed, first time we see it in the movie, you go, oh my God, what am I looking at here?
Yeah. That's what
And Steve Johnson had just won the Oscar for Ghostbusters, and he was, quite frankly, the best in the world.
Sure.
He was boy wonder, and every single member of the team was working for less than minimum wage.
Oh, I bet.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think that's what I always wondered about, how the pay was back then, which I mean, you could tell me, I'm sure, but I'm sure it wasn't very much, to work on these films.
You could make an entire movie and go out and buy yourself a nice popsicle.
Right. God.
It was before inflation now. Now you could only afford the stick. You couldn't afford the whole popsicle.
Oh, that's amazing. That's crazy. But if you look, I mean, because you were mentioning like the serpent scene in part 2, which is it's what an incredible wild scene, which these days would probably be all CG, I imagine, or whatnot,
Yeah.
But insane practical effects. And I mean, I've never myself had face prosthetics or anything like that on, so I can imagine I mean, let me ask you this: like, what was a typical? How many hours were you in this makeup? I say any other parts, part 1, 2, or 3.
In part 1, in the least possessed, it took 5 to 6 hours in a makeup chair, and then we'd shoot all night. Oh. And because I'm in that hoop skirt, I couldn't sit down, so they propped me up.
Really?
By the time I had a scene, I was ready to eat your face off. I was ready to kill everybody in sight.
You're like already possessed.
Right.
We'd film all night, and the next morning, it'd take 2 hours peeling it off. God. And then we'd go home and sleep for 5 or 6 hours and come back and they'd glue it on again.
So would they do that? Would they shoot all the possessed scenes together, like in sequence?
Of course not. No,
yeah, why would they?
You're right.
Absolutely not. They're shooting according to how the set is designed, how the set is dressed.
Sure. Oh God.
And also with the timing, because they're shooting all night, and they're playing, beat the light.
Right.
We've got to have certain lighting for certain scenes, and it was juggled. So one day I'd have glamour, the next day I'm possessed, the next time I'm glamour, the next time I'm possessed. At one point at part 2, my attorney had to call, and I was filming up part 3. I was in Canada. He said, Amelia cannot come in today. Her face is bleeding.
Oh, hey, I believe it.
Hello.
What you've just told me, I was like, oh, I don't even know how you recovered from this. This is incredible. That's insane, though.
I'm in pain thinking about it.
Yeah, no, and that's. I mean, I imagine like things are better these days. I don't know if they are or not when it comes to practical effects. I don't know what they were doing last, just spirit gum and stuff like that sticking to your face. But that is you are a trooper, though. This is.
do you remember in totality how long it took from start to finish to shoot the first film?
I think I worked on it 13 days.
Damn.
13
I
days.
think it was about 21 days.
Really? Dang. That's
for
hell.
the
That's
whole thing.
It probably felt like 3 months.
Yeah, that's a lot of on and off.
Yeah. And now these kinds of things don't exist. I mean, there are no practical effect, not at that level.
No, not at all. Which is sad because
it looked great.
Yeah, I mean, this is something I think, and even here at the store here, and our our customers, the majority, even if you're 16 years old, they're all gravitating to the 80s horror movies, like the golden era of horror. I say, and this is my personal opinion, I think it's a golden era of horror because some of the best. I'm very privileged to live in that, or wait, as a teenager in that era, in that decade, because I mean, every week there was another banger coming out. I mean, oh my God! And Night of Demons obviously was one of those. That was one of those staples, and everything. And then, like I said, working the combo between you and Linnea was just a
magical, man.
Yeah, which is perfect. And I mean, you guys stay friends, obviously, right? Through all these years, correct?
We reconnected.
Oh, wow.
And it was the conventions that reconnected us all.
Oh, so nice.
And when I started booking the conventions, and then I ended up in the costume not too long ago, only a few years ago, because a guy came through my line, burst into tears and said, I go as you every year in the Hollywood Gay Parade.
Oh, nice.
Damn, that's cool.
And he became one of my best friends and one of my assistants. So he does awesome. A lot of my... Yeah, it's incredible because you need the biggest fan in the world helping you with your social media.
Yeah, right. I mean, and I agree on that too. Gee, where's my best friend at? Oh, sorry. All right, Justin, help me out here, man. Anyway.
Damn.
Now, did you think though? I kind of know the answer, but when did you start thinking? Because I was going to say, did you ever feel that the series, the Night of Demons series, would become such a cult classic? Now, when you're filming it, you're probably like, no one's probably going to see this, right? I think that's what Linnea was telling me, like that we were just doing a film and whatever, But when did you start realizing, like, oh damn, this thing's got legs?
Last week.
Hey, I'd argue today it feels like I could be wrong, but it feels like it's bigger as it's ever been.
Yeah.
You guys got a hold of me and said, oh, I have a tattoo of you on my body. I've had it for years. I'm like, what? You what?
It's crazy.
So this story. So this guy, Greg, I said, oh, let's do a photo shoot in my dress. I put on a drag queen's dress,
right?
And we safety pinned it together, and we took pictures as a goof. We put it up on Facebook, and all the conventions wanted me in costume. I talked Linnea into wearing a costume.
Yeah.
Then I got Hal Havens to come out. Then we got Alvin Alexis to come out, and the whole thing just snowballed.
That's cool.
And now it was interesting because we went our separate ways.
Sure.
Hadn't spoken to each other in decades.
Right.
And now we're best friends. The whole original cast. We
cool.
adore each other.
That's amazing.
And I think you can tell that because when we filmed it, we were just certain no one would ever see it.
Sure.
We thought, well, this is going to be swept under the rug in a matter of weeks. No one's ever going to see this.
Right.
And that might be part of why we went so crazy.
Right.
If we had taken it more seriously, and if there had been pressure on us to take it seriously, we wouldn't have done what we did.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a great point, actually, because, I mean, thinking this thing's going to be in a trash can later, doesn't matter. Let's have some fun. And then it turns out to be one of the most iconic 80s horror films, I mean, part one, at least.
Sure. And now the shop is littered with Night of the Demons tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
I see Angela on legs, arms.
We have our shop's very, very packed all the time. And
I resent the word littered.
I'm cat obsessed.
Perfectly placed. In other words, how about that? How about that? Let me fix it here.
Yes,
for my young friend here. Yeah, no, but no, I mean, even to this day, we sell tons of merch and everything from Night of Demons, and it's great. And I love it because we'll have. I mean, I know it's gonna be weird for you to see a kid that wasn't even alive, was probably born.
That's what they all are now.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe mid 2000s or early 2000s, they were born, and that they were huge fans of the movie. And that's why I always say the staying power of these 80s, a decade, the films in that decade were just magical, and all that stuff. And it was just incredible to see this. And to this day, I mean, that's why I think when we announced that you're coming out here, that people was like, so what?
It was a huge deal. Yeah.
Let's do this. So I'm sure you're going to see a lot of Angela cosplays coming out to your table and all that stuff, which is
amazing.
Yeah, which is so cool because the horror fans are incredible all together. I mean, I love the genre itself. Just where especially a place like our store, you can come out and just, I don't care if it's on Wednesday. You want to come dressed up like Angela, come dressed up like Angela. I don't care.
The coolest thing is how communal it is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
for sure. And it's and then the nicest people in the world, and the fandoms just live on, and it makes me happy because you don't see that. You don't see a romantic comedy convention anywhere, right? I mean, maybe there is. I don't know, but I'm not going to it. But
and I totally agree. In all honesty, nothing in the world could be more flattering. I've got I'll have lines of fans come in and they've got tattoos of me on their body, on their chest, on their legs, on their shoulders. Now it's chicks doing it.
Yeah.
They bring their babies dressed as me, their dogs dressed as me, their grandfathers dressed as, I mean, it's crazy.
Right.
And I'm thinking, where on earth is this coming from? Where did this renaissance, how did they breathe life into this? And the most of them, they're not even the fans. They're the kids of the fans.
Sure.
Some of them are the grandkids of the fans. I'm thinking, but one of the things that I can only attribute to the success of these films is that we were honestly having fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you know that. And maybe that's why that fun is so contagious. And the special effects, every single thing is real.
Yes.
And emotionally, you stay engaged with the actor when the actor is in there. I never had the luxury of standing in front of a green screen, being, standing on a ladder, pretending to act and have all sorts of CGI behind me.
Sure.
But I can tell you this. It don't do nothing for me.
Me neither. And I'm old school. I love a practical effect. I gotta ask. Actually, I never seen it. You coming down the hall. Remember when you were floating down the hall? What were you on? Were you on like a dolly, or were you on?
Well, actually, I was on a lot of Quaaludes and Jägermeister.
Sign me up.
No doubt, right?
This is so helpful.
That's the party I want to be
I
invited
was on
to.
roller skates.
Were you on roller skates? Okay, yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Could you roller skate, or were you just like, all right, Are you? Wait, you're a dancer. You probably kill it on roller skates.
I could, but you can't roller skate in a hoop skirt with crinolines under it. I was so scared my wheels were going to get caught in that tutu.
Oh, damn.
And I was going to go flying, fall flat on my face. And honestly, they pushed me, and I'm going, ah! And look how scary it is. Maybe because I was scared.
It is. No, it's terrifying. It definitely was terrifying. It was amazing. So, what do you? Okay, so. If you're like today, you're like, I want to sit down and I'm in the mood for a horror film. What kind of subgenre you like? Do you like slashers? Do you like paranormal? Do you like a creature feature, or what do you like? The one that got me into this genre, the only thing that I patterned myself after was Tim Curry and Rocky Horror. Oh God, yes.
And the only fan that the only actor I felt out over. It was American Werewolf in London.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Singing my tune right now.
Yes.
And he gets it. But see, when he had that transformation, no one had ever seen anything like that before. When he turns into a werewolf and we're looking at him going, oh my God, no one had ever done anything like that. Yeah. So my horror movie, my favorites, the other night I was in a hotel room and I was just channel surfing. The Young Frankenstein was on.
Oh, nice.
I laughed. Yeah. I mean, every single scene is a masterpiece.
Yes.
So that's comedy.
Yeah. But
this is very obscure, and you'll know how quirky I am.
What? No.
Yeah. My favorite horror movie is called Lair of the White Worm.
I know it well, by the way. Yes. We actually, I still sell VHS here at the store of Lair of the White Worm. I do. So,
dude, that is cool.
That's awesome.
Amanda Donahoe was so sexy, she should be put behind bars. I mean, you shouldn't be able to run around in public like that.
10 out of 10 agree.
I couldn't believe what she did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so it's that. There's just something really magical when an actress hits it right. Every single thing. She's sexy. She's funny. She's scary.
Yeah.
And I like those kind of phantasmagoric, magical movies.
Well, that was you in Night of the Demons. You checked all the boxes.
Yeah, you kind of
sexy, funny, scary.
You're right.
Nailed it.
What did you?
Well, thank you.
Not to put you on the spot, and you could totally be nice about this, but what did you think of the 2009 remake? I mean, me personally, I'll just do me. Not my favorite, and it didn't get really good reception. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard anybody here talk about that one. Honestly, that's hard too. I mean, when you do a remake of such a an amazing classic. It's tough to compete with that.
And it's a tough task.
Yeah.
Well, there might be a smart way to do it. But that wasn't it.
Okay. That's a very nice way to put that, actually. That is amazing.
And it was no fault of the actors. The actors were given what they were given.
Right.
And some of them, Furlong is brilliant. So, I mean, given what they were given, they did the best they could.
Sure.
That wasn't the way to remake this. I mean, the only way to remake this is to bring back the original cast.
100%.
How about that? How about that? That would have been amazing, actually.
Right?
Yeah, no, that would have been great. And that's what I worry about, because you look at, say, like when they did the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, right? And they had Jackie Earle Haley, which that guy who took on Robert Englund's role, I mean, I give that guy credit, because if you came to me and I'm an actor and you're like, look, I need you to be Freddy Krueger, and I'm like, wait, what happened to Robert Englund? Like, well, you're going to be the new one. You're going to be the most hated man in the world, right? Because everybody loves, obviously Robert Englund. So, and that's what's the problem sometimes when doing these remakes. It's just like, we're so dead set when you have this has been one of my favorite films, Night of the Demons, and you're doing what? You're going to do a remake? No,
right?
But
almost impossible shoes to fill.
Yeah, and I get it. I don't know if it's like hey, we're trying to cash in or what, but yeah, it's tough, Amelia. It's very tough sometimes to be. I want to like every film, but sometimes I can't.
Well, it was a quick buck for the rights holders.
Yeah,
and there are certainly. I mean, this is the most flattering thing I've ever heard. The TV show Wednesday that Tim Burton is making.
Yes,
I have not seen in the press anyone actually giving credit to Demons 1 or saying that's an homage to Angela's dance, which it obviously was.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he sets the scene exactly like my dance, exactly. And he's got the lead actress dressed very similar to me.
Yes.
And he's got her doing a little go-go wiggle.
Yes.
And every time I see it, I go, "Oh, thank you, Tim. Wish you had my phone number."
Yeah, right.
Because you can call me anytime.
Sure, absolutely. No, that's a good point. Because, I know you moved on from acting, obviously, but was there any type of role that you wish you could have played that you just, or man, this is one thing I kind of wish I could have gone back and played? Is there something like that? Even non-horror, was it like an action movie, or was it anything like that you feel like you missed the boat on?
It probably would have been romantic comedy.
Really? I just talk shit about
it. Had to have been comedy. See, a lot of what we were doing, it was after Demons that I started studying comedy improv, and I was in a comedy improv troupe for 5 years.
Really?
And then another year when I went back to LA. So that's a lot of horror is improv.
Sure.
Because if somebody, the script says, okay, and now he's scary, he's possessed. And you're like, well, what does that mean? Okay. With every actor, the only thing in the script is Angela is now possessed.
Right.
You have to figure out what you're going to do.
Right.
I mean, you have to figure it out. And if you stomp around like Frankenstein and go and try to look scary, you're going to make a fool of yourself.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
That would be me.
So the improvisation is what makes it work, and also with the comedy. But if I could have gone back and done anything differently, it would have been more comedy.
Would it? Okay, that's interesting. I like that though. Well, any chance of a comeback? I mean,
the night is young.
I love it. See, this is what I'm talking about. I like the tease. I like that. That's good. So, all right. Well, look, you moved on from one art form, and I guess to another, and then another. But you started writing, right? Or maybe you've always written, but you've written numerous books that I'm very interested in, like The Language of Miracles, Straight from the Horse's Mouth, Whisper from the Wild, just to name a few. A lot of these books revolve around speaking and listening to animals. I gotta ask, tell me more about this, because this is something that I haven't read your books yet, but I say yet. I'm jumping on Amazon today and picking up a few. But talk to me about that, the speaking and listening to animals.
I think it also, there's a tie-in to the Angela character, and I only just realized this.
Yeah.
And I go back and watch the movies, because sometimes we'll have a midnight showing at a drive-in or at a con somewhere. And I was playing a psychic. I was playing a psychic.
Yeah.
I'm holding a seance.
Yeah.
And actually, I was the voice of reason. I was the one who said, we shouldn't be doing this.
Sure.
This house is not haunted. This house is possessed.
Yes.
And now I made that segue. Into working as a professional intuitive. Also around the Demons time. It wasn't much later than Demons 1. Mm-hmm. And the first book got published by Random House, and then HarperCollins in London and South Africa, and Random House in Sydney, Australia, and it's in about at least 56 countries. This is my bestseller.
Wow. Dang.
And a lot of them are published around the world now. Language of Miracles starts with the opening is when I was translating for the Queen's horses in Buckingham Palace and working with the now King Charles, his hunting horses. So the whole crux of what I teach now is learning how to quiet your mind, quiet your emotions, open your heart, open your mind, go into a meditative state, and listen. Listening. What does the dog really want? What does the cat need? Are they sick? Are they in pain? Because a lot of these things have the same symptoms. If something's wrong with your animal, the vet doesn't even know.
Right.
The cat might not be eating. The cat could have a bad tooth. It could have stomach cancer. Or maybe the next door neighbor's cat, they just moved away.
Sure.
And took his favorite cat. And there are so many different variables. So I've had the outrageous privilege of training doctors and vets and quantum physicists and astronauts and royalty and rock stars.
Wow.
I mean, all over the world.
Wow. Dang.
And it comes through on a bridge of love.
Sure.
And it comes through in a way that we've been taught. You have to be special. Everyone says, well, I'm not psychic. I don't have supernatural abilities. Everybody does. You're born this way.
I agree.
And until somebody comes along and shuts you down and makes fun of you and said, oh, no, you can't see the spirit of your grandmother, even though you saw her in your bedroom as a child the night she died.
Sure.
You're making that up. You can't hear the horse. Mm-hmm. You're making that up. And it's not true. Every single person that I start working with, maybe they're not going to be outrageously full blown, but they're going to be good. Yeah. They're going to be good. And now most of my students are that good. So I work with Olympic show horses, won the Longines Global Championship in Rome and Vienna, gold medals. Wow. And I don't approach things the way everyone else does. If I had ridden my whole life and I've decided it was perfectly okay to put this horse in a concrete stall all by himself with all this noise around him and he's isolated and you only take him out when you want a piggyback ride. Right. I don't approach it that way. Yeah. I defend the animals. I love that. That's what the books are about. But the books are also, they're funny. They're how-to books. They have all the meditations and the bridges and how to find this sacred state inside of yourself where what I teach is the Spirit of God within you listens to the Spirit of God within them. Nice. That's the consciousness and everything, whether it's a lizard or a shark or a dolphin or penguin, an eagle, a cheetah. I'm about to go back on safari and work with the kids in rural Africa. And it's my elephants haven't seen me since COVID. Right. And these 5 elephants will be waiting around my tent before my plane lands, before I know where I'm going, before I know what tent I'm going to be in. The African men come running into the airport, pick me up, crying, saying, "Milady, milady, we knew you were coming. The elephants are waiting inside the lobby, in the hotel."
Insane. That's amazing. Right? Oh, my God.
I bet when you and Linnea reunited, I bet you guys shared a lot of common ground in regards to animals.
Yeah, you're both a great animal activist too.
Sure.
I mean, that's a big deal for us too.
It's phenomenal because she's got this amazing dog rescue.
Yes.
And so is Jill, who in the first movie. So is Jill Terashita. When we all came back together, we went, wow, we got a lot in common.
Right.
It's like it was meant to be, right? This whole, I mean, the demons actually brought you together. So that's amazing because, it's great. And it's something that, and especially like looking at your site, tell me about what's the Archangel Society? Because I'm very curious about that.
Bless you. So this will be this first year. I went to Africa 19 years in a row before COVID, teaching and doing charity work for penguins and great white sharks and everybody else's animals, lions, cheetah, tigers, everybody else's. And when I started my own nonprofit, I thought, how can I make the best usage of my improv, my acting, my dancing background? And I go into the schools and work with the kids, and we dance as lions, we draw lions, we make up plays about protecting the animals as opposed to giving in to the poachers. Mm-hmm. In Rwanda, I've done it with gorilla. I had 150 orphans in a field outside of a church sitting on the ground.
Wow.
These children had never held a crayon in their lives. We cut up the crayons into tiny pieces. Yeah. And cut up the pieces of paper. And they sat there and drew the most amazing pictures I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I bet. Jeez.
So it's all about teaching them alternatives and trying to keep them in school, keep the girls in school. I work with the girls because a lot of the girls, until recently, would drop out of school and go home and take care of a family member's baby.
Sure.
And they had no other choice. And the last time I was there, I asked 60 girls, what do you want to be when you grow up? They said a nurse. Mm-hmm. They all agreed. Mm-hmm. A nurse had just been there and talked to these kids.
Oh, yeah. Huh. God. That's incredible, though. I mean, the fact that you're going there and doing this and to help, and I mean, you're so many layers to me. So
what
many
a career!
Yeah, what a life, though. I mean, you got to look and just smile at what the impact you've made, not only on the horror community, but just in general all over, right? From like I said, all the way down to Africa and all that stuff. So that's very impressive.
It's always special when somebody uses their fortune and stuff to use and their platform, I should say,
right,
and use it to shine light on things like you mentioned with the animals and pretty much everything that you're doing.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's so many layers to Amelia Kinkade. This is so great. So, well, look, we won't take too much of your time here. I just wanted to, obviously come in and say hi and all this stuff. And I've learned so much about you in this half an hour, and I can only imagine what we're going to learn here coming up in August. So, guys, come meet Amelia in person, August 26th, 27th, Gathering of Ghouls here in Mesa, Arizona. You guys know it. You're listening to this. I'm sure you all got tickets. If not, get tickets now.
Yeah.
And of course, visit Amelia's website, ameliakinkade.com. Check out her books, buy her books, read her books, and talk to her about the books when you come in and come say hi to her in August. That's plenty of time to do your homework.
Yeah, I want to see the coolest Angela cosplays.
Thank you.
In August.
Right?
The coolest.
Why don't you?
And I'm going to be judging them myself.
That's right.
Yes.
This is announced it right here. I'm going to do it. Amelia's going to be a celebrity judge for our cosplay contest on Saturday night, which. Get ready, because the Arizona horror community, they don't mess around. This is not like I'm just going to throw in a cheap costume. These people spend months and months, so you're going to have the best time in the world. And
I had no idea. This is my first convention in Arizona, and when you said people are coming through into the shop with tats on their body of Angela every day.
Pretty much every day.
I went, we're going to have a good time.
Yes.
This is going to be a good one.
We're going to have a blast. And I promise you it's going to be a super quick, you're going to be like, it's over already? It's so fast. Because every time we've thrown a party like this has been amazing. And you're going to have a blast and you're going to have so much fun. And we look forward to seeing your fangs coming out.
A party.
Yes.
You're all invited to.
Oh, look at that. A party you're all invited to. Justin, he's quick today. I love this. So, well, have an amazing rest of your day, Amelia. Thank you again for coming on. And we're super excited to see you here in a couple months.
not nearly as excited as I am. You guys sound great.
Oh, you're too kind.
Hey, I look even better. I have a face for radio.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see this.
Well, thank you so much, and we'll be in touch soon, and have an amazing week.
Thank you. Well, stay cool this summer.
Impossible, but that's okay.
Because we're going to heat it up in August.
That's right. All right. Thank you so much, Amelia.
Thanks, Amelia.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate you.
Wow, what an amazing woman, man. This is
radio voice, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason we're not on camera yet, all right?
When she complimented when we first called you got the best, amazing radio voice. I was like, stop. So equally, because like when I picked up Linnea, I never forget, I picked her up in my truck, right? Mm-hmm. And when I opened the door at the airport, I got out and I kind of opened it, this, and she walked up and she goes, nice truck, right? And that perfect Linnea voice, like from Perfect right in the 1980s, I melted right there at the airport.
Into a big puddle.
Yeah. And then when Amelia says, you got a great radio voice, I'm like, damn you.
They don't know what they're doing to us.
Stop it.
They don't know. You can't do this.
So, guys, it's going to be fun. You guys are going to have a blast here at Gathering of the Ghouls. Once again, if you haven't got your tickets, you can they're cheaper now if you buy them online, right? They do go up at the door. You're getting in on a Saturday for $20. Tell me another con. First off, that you're getting in a large horror convention, right? Let me back up. Let's say party, because I don't want to say,
sure.
We're not a big celeb con and all that stuff. Because we have those.
Yes.
We're not trying to compete. We just want to get together with Arizona horror community and outside, anybody else coming in from Vegas. We have a lot of people coming from California, and we just want to party.
We're gonna get down and dirty.
We're just gonna have fun. we got the Trauma team, we got the Full Moon team, we got Caroline Williams, we got Amelia, Mark Torgel, we got tons, and there's some other ones we haven't announced yet that are coming.
Some exciting ones,
but tons of photo ops, guys. We're building photo ops like daily here, trying to get stuff. So your phone will be filled with pictures, and you can have such a fun time, man.
We did announce the Terrifier 2 photo op.
That's a big one right there, guys.
Never been done before.
No, this has never been done. So the Terrifier 2 bedroom scene, we all know it. The most brutal scene, I think, in the history of big screen, I guess because it was on a big screen.
Yeah.
We are recreating that. Justin here, you're going back into cosplay.
I'm excited though.
Yeah,
think about it. Never been done, dude. That gets you up.
The body we have, Ali's body, right? Like we were going to go cheap for a minute, but then I'm like, hell no, because the fans out there have pushed me, right? We can't go cheap. I think I dropped $1,000 on this body.
Yeah, this
thing's going to look real. They're going to call the cops on us, man, when they come in to see this terrifying fucking scene.
Right, and that was just Casey's character, right?
Yeah.
Now you're talking like there's the bedroom, there's the blood splatter.
Yes, it's going to be amazing.
The photo ops are going to be so cool, and I'm glad you mentioned.
And that's on Sunday, by the way. So get your weekend passes. Because that's I promise you're not going to want to miss both days.
No, and I'm glad you brought up tickets as well, being cheaper ahead of time. Yeah. Also, like a big, spoiler alert here. I mean, tickets will probably sell out for the 2 screenings, so there's no better time than the present to get and secure your full moon viewing with Charles Band and Trauma tickets with Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah.
So pull the trigger on those.
And we just announced another one, Dr. Seville's Horror Show. All right.
Which, if you guys haven't seen, an anthology film by a local director here, Kevin Phipps. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's on. Right, I tell you what, it's on Amazon right now. I don't want to say don't go. I don't want to take any money from these guys. Right, to go rent it, but watch it at home. It's awesome, but watch it on the big screen here with a bunch of horror fans,
with the talent involved in the film,
and a Q&A afterwards, so you can talk to all the actors, the writer, obviously the director, and all that right after the film. It's going to be fun, and it's the same way with Lloyd Kaufman and Charlie Band.
Literally, just fun after fun after fun all weekend long. Those are going to be that's going to be 2.
I always tell people, I'm like, look, I never wish ill on anybody, right? Especially my idol, Lloyd Kaufman, right? And Charlie Band. But I mean, how do I say this nice? They're not spring chickens.
They're not.
Whatever that fucking means. You ever see a spring chicken?
I've never seen
I don't even know what that means. But in other words, they're not young anymore, right? And so I'm not saying they're dying off, but they may not be doing cons much longer, right? I mean, there comes a time. I think Lloyd's 78, dude.
Right, and Lloyd he traveled a lot throughout his life, right? But I mean, Charles, this is a rarity for him. Like he doesn't make appearances.
The only con Charlie Band is doing this year is Gathering of the Ghouls.
Right. So like when Charles is doing something, it's mandatory. Like you have to be there. You have to attend. If you want his autograph, you want to meet him, you want to ask him questions about the best movies ever.
Yeah.
You got to come.
Yeah, hell yeah. And 100+ vendors. I mean, Jesus.
I mean, fucking Mark Togel doesn't do appearances often at all.
You get to see Melvin, the 90-pound weekly. Yeah. He ain't 90-pound weekly anymore, man. Mark's an amazing guy, and he'll be doing the Q&A as well. So
sure. And we just talked to Amelia, who's one of, I think, a lot of our crushes. Yeah. I mean, Caroline Williams, Stretch. Are you kidding me? Like, who didn't love Stretch growing up?
Don't get me started.
I know. God, but like...
Gina, I'm sorry already. I apologize. Is one of these my hall pass? Don't tell her that. So, but no, great time, man. Great interview today with Amelia and everything. So, guys, you want to come see her? Come. Someone's got to get... I need some Angela cosplays coming up here.
Stretch cosplays.
And Stretch cosplay. Do everything. Bring it down. Let's have some fun, guys. And like I said, we'll have a few more celebrity announcements, but we're going to trickle those out here. So.
Yeah, and we promise to be more consistent with getting these episodes out because we've been on like a 2.5 week hiatus.
You can always catch our YouTube channel if you just want to like look at Jay and I and just be like, you guys suck. And you can do that on almost a couple times a week on our YouTube channel. If it depends if you're listening to this on YouTube or Spotify, whatever. But if you want to see how amazing we look, the Faces for Radio. That's it right there. So, all right, look, get in the shop, damn it. Let's have some fun this summer. We got good AC. Let's have some fun, and I guess we'll see you next time. Huh? Yeah.
We'll see you on YouTube this weekend. We'll see you at the shop.
Fuck yeah!
Come by. If you're listening to this now, we're gonna have a lot of new cool tie-dye shirts coming in this week from our Cavity Colors friends.
And these vendors are just throwing some rad shit down. So let's have some fun. How do I do? I need to do the Angela voice. Get up. I can't do it.
Are we getting out of here on typical Creepcast style? Are we gonna plug?
Oh yeah, can we do that, man? Because I should probably throw a song on.
Right now they're yelling at us like, you amateurs, like you haven't recorded in 3 weeks and you forgot everything.
You know what? We had an amazing. I don't know if I should play this song.
Play it. I don't know what it is.
Fuck it. But we had a besmirchers coming in through here, right?
Remember? Lenny,
yeah. So which is a West Coast staple of the punk, right? So should we go out a little of that?
Arizona royalty. Let's do it.
I mean, we could try.
I can't wait to see what song you pick to see if we get pulled.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right, well, not a terrible one.
It gets bad.
I'm going to try to race this out quick. At Terror Trader on Instagram, TikTok. We're promising to be more active. Facebook, all that good stuff. Come to Gathering of the Ghouls, August 26th and 27th. Oh, fucking God.
You say pussy and smack? All right, whatever. You know.
At JDK Horror, just send me cat stuff, but. I'm sorry. I didn't expect to hear the besmirchers on the way out.
All right. Love you guys. We'll see you creeps at the shop.
Got pussy and smack!